Hello, this is janenepiip and Alison Miller, bringing you a snapshot of what we're going to cover in our course in January 2025, called Introduction to Career Opportunities in Electrical Engineering on Eyre Peninsula and in the far north of South Australia. Do you limit your job search to city-based electrical engineering roles? Did you know that many electrical engineering career opportunities exist in companies in regional areas of South Australia? If you feel you could develop your knowledge further about your career, these sessions will help you become better prepared. In these sessions, we will explore new industries planned for South Australia, hear from industry experts, and widen your understanding of where career opportunities exist. We will provide you with career knowledge so you can position yourself for emerging opportunities. In particular, in session 1, we will explore 4 key areas: South Australia's electrical engineering sector, the industry size, key players, and market demand. We will look at regional growth and new projects and how they're creating new career opportunities. We will look at the demand for electrical engineers in South Australia and then where to find information to inform your electrical engineering career. In South Australia, we have many opportunities, and in particular, the industry is valued at $30.9 billion, of which SA is a part. Key players in South Australia include SA Power Networks, which is the principal electricity distributor in South Australia, delivering electricity from high voltage transmission networks to consumers across the state. And then we have Electranet, which is responsible for the state's high voltage electricity transmission. Electranet operates 5,500 kilometres of transmission lines, which provide opportunities for electrical engineers across the state. And we also have a range of large and small companies which can be found in various directories. South Australia's diverse natural mineral commodity base creates opportunities for electrical engineers, particularly in industries like mining, energy, infrastructure, and sustainable development. Mining operations increasingly require automation, robotics, and electrification to improve efficiency and reduce costs. This provides opportunities for electrical engineers in system design and maintenance. Many mining sites are adopting renewable energy solutions like solar and wind power to reduce their carbon footprint, and this requires expertise in energy systems and grid integration. South Australia is driving the demand for robust and efficient energy distribution networks across the state and to support remote mining operations, which we'll look at in the far north of South Australia. With South Australia being a leader in renewable energy, electrical engineers must integrate traditional operations with cutting-edge renewable technologies. Ensuring the compatibility of older electrical systems with modern sustainable solutions can be technically complex, so electrical engineers play a key role in ensuring these systems comply with South Australian environmental standards. Therefore, electrical engineers must continuously upskill in areas like digital technologies, AI, Internet of Things, and energy storage systems to remain relevant in a rapidly revolving industry. When researching companies with electrical engineering roles, these resources will be helpful to you. Electrical Engineers Australia has a directory which provides a comprehensive list of engineering firms and professionals. This resource can help you identify which companies are operating in South Australia. You could also use the Yellow Pages, which offers a listing of engineering companies employing electrical engineers in Adelaide and broader South Australia. You can search for businesses by category and location to find relevant firms. You can also have a look at the industry associations and networks, such as the South Australian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, which can provide access to member directories and networking opportunities within engineering firms. In our next session, we have a video which is accompanying these slides and recording from Richard Horgan, the Economic Development Officer from Regional Development Australia, Eyre Peninsula. He spoke to me earlier about the projects on Eyre Peninsula, where electrical engineering skills will be needed. There are 10 projects on Eyre Peninsula and 3 at Whyalla, which provide opportunities for electrical engineers seeking employment. Okay. Hello, Richard. How are you today?
I'm well, thank you, Janine. Thanks for inviting me along.
Very good. Yes, we've been pleased to hear about what you're doing at the RDAEP. So I was wondering whether you could tell me about your role at RDAEP.
So, Janine and anyone listening to this recording, I work for Regional Development Australia, Eyre Peninsula. So, Regional Development Australia is an initiative that's funded by all 3 levels of government, so federal, state, and local government. And we're one of 52, I think, across Australia. And I work from the region that covers from Ceduna to Port Lincoln and up to Whyalla on the other side. So quite a vast region. I'm an economic development manager with RDA on Eyre Peninsula. And I'm a part of a team that works with a broad range of industry, business, community, and government sectors. What we do, part of my role and what I mainly do is work in the workforce, education, training and skills area across the region. I work with industry, training providers, schools, government groups, and the sort of things that we do is we facilitate the growth of our regional industries, and we have got many in and across our region. I collaborate with other parties to design and implement regional workforce planning and training initiatives. And I try to, and the whole team tries to attract potential investors for projects across the region. And we, in the main, assist wherever possible in planning for skilled workforce to be either built within our region or where necessary bring that skilled workforce into our region, particularly at the moment to help us realise the opportunities around major infrastructure developments across the region.
Oh, very good. Thank you. Sounds like you've got a big job ahead of you. Because I know that
we have, and there's lots
of strategic projects planned for the region. So I was wondering if you could perhaps tell us about some of those projects.
Absolutely. I'm just going to share my screen. It gives a little bit of an indication of the region itself. I hope people on screen can see that clearly. And there are a number of dots on the screen that are numbered from 1 through to, I think it's 14.
Yes.
Across Eyre Peninsula at the moment, we have a pipeline of projects. So a group of projects that are in various stages of development. Some are nearly shovel ready and others are certainly going through approval processes and others are a bit more speculative. However, the total value proposition for all of those projects is up to $32 billion. And the thinking is that across those projects, if they all come to fruition, we would be looking at creating just over or around 25,000 new jobs within and across our. There are some notable ones that are particularly relevant to the conversation today around our electrical engineers. So I'll just give a brief snapshot of three of those projects. One of the projects originates at dot number 7.
Oh, we just
Just
can't
down.
see the map. Sorry. I was just wondering if you could share it again. It didn't show, but
Okay, I'll get the map up. Apologies for that.
that's okay.
Let me know when that appears.
Yes, all good. Thank you.
Fantastic. So that is a map of our region. It shows on the map on the top left-hand corner up in the region around Ceduna. And realistically, our work takes us all the way to the Western Australian border. And over on the far right side, you'll see Whyalla, where there is number 8, 9, and 14 in 3 circles there. And down to the bottom in the centre is down around the Port Lincoln region and lower Eyre Peninsula region, where the circles there are number 1 and number 11. So that region is roughly the size of Tasmania. So it's a large region, to give people a perspective. Now, I'm going to speak about 3 particular projects. The first one is located at around Tumby Bay, which is just north of Port Lincoln, and is highlighted by the circle with number 7. This project is called the Northern Water Project and is in the planning stages. One of the issues that mining companies like BHP have up at Roxby Downs is they lack water. So the proposal here is the state government, so South Australian government and BHP are working together to try and arrest that situation. And the proposal on the table at the moment is to build a rather large desalination plant just north of Tumby Bay, around that circle with the number 7 in it. The desalination plant is, when operational, will produce about 260 megalitres of water every day. And that water will be pumped all the way up via a 600-kilometre pipeline all the way up to Roxby Downs. Now, mining is already happening at Roxby Downs, but on the way from north of Port Augusta through to Roxby Downs, BHP have discovered significant deposits of copper, and they are working at a mine site called Carrapateena, which is about 60 kilometres north of Port Augusta, and they've already commenced mining operations there, but desperately need water to keep that operation going. And also just north of Carrapateena, 150, 200 kilometres north, is another mine that they would like to open up at a place called Oak Dam, again for copper. So to continue and expand the operations at Roxby Downs, to realise the opportunity at Oak Dam and Carrapateena, they need significant amounts of water. And the desalination plant will deliver that. So that's 260 megalitres of water, 260 million litres of water per day. Other operations across Eyre Peninsula would also benefit from this desalination plant, and it potentially will open up opportunities around other mining operations that have really been put on hold at the moment because of a lack of water. So water is a massive resource that's needed across Eyre Peninsula, and this project certainly will solve that issue. Now, the time frame here at the moment, all of the approvals are going through really quite nicely, and expectation is that it'll be granted full major project approval. This is a project in the billions of dollars. 600-kilometre pipeline plus the desalination plant, and is, if everything progresses the way it has, then this opportunity could commence in about 2 years' time, and start building that pipeline and the desalination plant. So that's one project. And certainly there will be a need for electrical engineers and many, many, many other workforce skilled people, from blue collar through to white collar job opportunities on that project. The second one is down, if we go down the map to number 1, right down the bottom in the middle, center of the bottom the page, near Port Lincoln. And that too is a desalination plant at Port Lincoln, at a site at the moment, designated site called Billy Lights Point. Now, this is a much smaller desalination plant, but currently our water reserves in our basins on Eyre Peninsula that we draw water from for domestic use are getting critically low, and South Australian Water is going through again the approvals process and all the environmental impact statements and so on to build a desalination plant where the production at its absolute peak is around 12 megalitres of water per day. So we've got 2 desalination plants, one at its peak around the 10 to 12 megalitres per day, the other one 260 megalitres. So they're quite different in size. And again, plenty of opportunities for highly skilled workforce that will be required to realise this opportunity on and around Port Lincoln. The third one that is probably of greatest note and probably better known than any of those 2 projects is the election commitment that the Malinauskas government here in South Australia made to building a 200 megawatt renewable hydrogen power plant at Whyalla. Whyalla is up around the number 9, 8 and 9 circle. So in the right-hand side, number 8 and 9, there are 2 elements to this program. One is the power plant itself, electrolyzers, power generation, and another arm will be around the hydrogen storage facility, as well as a precinct where the invitation will be to other companies at sort of position 9 on the map, to develop the opportunity to commercialise the hydrogen that's produced out of this power plant. The other side of this that's well documented in the news is around the conversion of the Whyalla Steelworks to from coal generated steel and to a gas power plant, and using hydrogen as the fuel source. So generate power, produce hydrogen there in Whyalla at the power plant, use hydrogen that's also generated to convert the steelworks over to a clean, green steel product, given that Whyalla is the only place in Australia that produces long product steel. So this is a really exciting development, and they are right in the process now of awarding tenders to commence that project. So that project is going to be live in the next few months, where a lot of the early works and groundworks will need to be done. And again, significant opportunities for electrical engineers and all sorts of other highly skilled people to build the plant and make sure that it's operational within around a 2-year time frame. So that's some exciting things. There are lots and lots of other projects, Janine, particularly around some mining activity. So we've got some iron ore mining, we've got kaolin mining. There are other smaller renewable energy projects around solar and wind projects across Eyre Peninsula in some of those other circles. There are some gold mining opportunities. There's also just near Whyalla a potential uranium mine that's going through approval processes and so on. So there's significant numbers of major projects and And as I said, up to $32 billion worth, with up to 25,000 jobs coming online across Eyre Peninsula, which will create enormous opportunity for people to consider skilled migrants, people looking to relocate to the area, and so on.
Excellent. Thank you so much. That was an excellent overview, and I think it gives people an idea of what sort of activity is in the region. So I was just wondering, to finish off our conversation, how can electrical engineers tap into this knowledge and expertise from the RDAEP and through your role? What sort of information would they source from you if they looked at the website and maybe spoke to you if needed?
Absolutely. On our website, we do have bits of information about each of those projects and other projects, but particularly those projects, which is really a bit of a summary, I guess, or even a bit more information than what I have just provided. We also, just by Googling the projects, Northern Water, hydrogen power plant Whyalla, and the desalination plant SA Water, Port Lincoln, they will find an enormous amount of information and contact details for project people. But my details, I'm happy for you to share, Janine, with anyone interested. I'm happy to take a call and try to assist people with their inquiries about how they may connect. We do have good connections into the Office of Hydrogen Power South Australia that have an office established in Whyalla. We do have really good connections with the Northern Water project staff, and we also have good connections into SA Water, who are the lead on the Billy Lights desalination plant at Port Lincoln for a start. So very happy to have conversations with people interested in learning more and trying to assist them in that way.
Yes, excellent. Thank you so much. I think that was extremely informative for everybody, and we appreciate your assistance. Thank you.
Absolutely, my pleasure, Janine. Thank you.
In the next session, Josh McDonnell, the Economic Development Manager from Regional Development Australia Far North, spoke about the projects in the Far North region of South Australia. They also have up to 10 major projects in this region where there are electrical engineering opportunities. Hello, Josh. How are you today? Thanks for coming along.
That's okay. Thanks, Janine. It's nice to be here and nice to chat.
Yeah, so I was wondering if you could tell me about your role at the RDA Far North.
So I'm the Economic Development Manager, and the RDA Far North covers pretty much everywhere north of Port Augusta, includes Port Augusta, goes down almost to Whyalla. So we've got Flinders Ranges, famous tourism location. We've got the Outback, famous Outback, and as you'll see, a lot of mining resources up here. So my role is about working with community, working with councils and developers on business on building their business case, helping them with grant applications, and also strategic work, economic development strategies, visioning for the future. So yeah, it's exciting.
Very good. Thank you. So what are some of the strategic projects planned for the region?
Well, I could show you on this slide. I should have showed this slide actually when I was talking about the region. As you can see, it includes Coober Pedy, famous outback town with people living underground, Roxby Downs, and the main city is Port Augusta. Includes 80% of our state's landmass. But in terms of our major industry, we have huge renewable energy and growing renewable energy industry. We have an enormous resources sector. So we have a $2 billion annual copper production. We also have a lot of gold, uranium, silver. Olympic Dam mine is the largest uranium deposit in the world, and the fourth largest copper deposit. We have you know, and that sort of flows through to a large investment pipeline currently in the pipeline of developments that are somewhere along the process. We have $11.2 billion of value, and that will require up to 11,000 construction jobs, almost 4,000 ongoing jobs. So it's all happening up here. There's a state prosperity project, so the government's up here touting all the new public investment they're putting in. So yeah, it's very exciting. I can tell you
Yes.
more detail about the individual projects if you like.
Yes, that would be great. I think people would like to hear about those.
So you can see the spots on the map there. I'll just zoom in on that. There's as you can see, BHP have got a large footprint. They've got three large mines, and they're also developing a new mine called Oak Dam near Olympic Dam. We've got the Woomera Range, which is a defence area, but they're increasingly getting involved in civil aeronautics and aerospace. We have a lot of stuff happening around Port Augusta. So we have, you know, this is an industrial city, the most northerly in our state. So we have a lot of renewable energy projects. We've got a large arid lands horticulture, which is very innovative in the desert, using solar energy to keep that going. So we've got a lot of solar and wind energy. We also have the state's opened up two large new renewable energy release areas where they're inviting tenders for new companies coming in, and they're both in our area. Royal Flying Doctors, you might have heard of Royal Flying Doctors. They service the whole outback, and they're based up here too. So yeah, a lot of companies, a lot of development activity.
Yes, that's excellent. I think it's great to see it on the map because we don't often see those projects pinpointed on maps, so people don't always know where they are. They might have heard of the name, but I think that's really helpful to see them on the map.
Yeah,
So,
I made the map especially for you.
oh, that's great. And I think people will appreciate that. So in our project, we're talking about electrical engineers, and I can see that many of these projects would have opportunities for electrical engineers, especially the bigger ones, BHP, Beverley, Uranium Mine, and Carrapateena in the outback areas. So how can electrical engineers tap into the knowledge and expertise you have at the RDA Far North?
Well, we can provide information as we've got here on what's available, what companies are in the area for existing work, and also what developments are likely to happen into the future. As I said, we've got a lot of mining expansion happening with BHP and others, and also the renewable energy sector. And just generally in Port Augusta, we're looking at population growth to cater for the workforce. So we've got all the service industries around there and medical as well, and so there's work in that. But there's also obviously the large developments with mining, with renewable energy, a lot of innovation happening, and and just south of Port Augusta is Whyalla, and they're having they're developing a hydrogen hub there, so a lot of work there too, which is only 45 minutes south road.
Yes, very good. Thank you. So you have something else here about the growth and opportunities. I'll let you speak about that.
Yeah, I've already sort of touched on it, but these are some of the key points. Areas of expansion in Port Augusta and the far north. So as I said, Oak Dam's coming on board, a new mine adjacent the world's largest Olympic Dam. We've got exploration across the region, different types of minerals. There's a Port Augusta Technical College that's getting set up. So there's a big focus on workforce and trying to cater for the workforce, huge demand for workforce that's coming in. So how do we get people both through school and connected into the vocational education sector and into work? And then now also do we bring people in and we're working with Home Affairs strategically on policies for migration. So how do we bring people in and connect them with the jobs and skill them up? So we've also, as I said, we've got aerospace happening. South Australia is the home of the Australian Space Agency. So that's it's exciting, and renewable energy. There's yeah, I mentioned that too. So
yeah, so there's a whole range of different opportunities and ideas for people looking for roles that are not necessarily based in the city, but in the region. So I think this is really very helpful. So thank you. It's
okay, yeah, and we're happy to chat with anyone who's interested in any of the in coming up here and knowing what's available and connect you in. We provide business development services as well to work with small businesses. Yeah.
very good. So do you have contact details on the slide at all?
Not a slide. I should have done that, shouldn't I?
That's
I can
okay.
copy and paste them in there if you like.
Oh, no, that's all right.
Let's do
If
that.
people are looking to make contact with Josh, you can go onto the RDA Far North, it's rdafn.com.au website
Yep.
and look
Our
for,
details are all there.
yeah, Economic Development Officer.
So,
Otherwise, yeah, I mean, it's easy to find if you go to the website. So we appreciate your efforts and your insight into what's happening in the region. So
no worries. Thanks a lot.
yeah,
And best of luck with you and
yeah,
everyone.
thank you.
Thanks.
Once you have viewed this session, we have designed 2 follow-up activities to provide you more insight into the Eyre Peninsula and far north regions of South Australia. By undertaking these activities, you will be more informed about the regions and the projects where you will find career opportunities. So the first activity is to have a look at the Regional Development South Australia Infrastructure Prioritisation Report. This outlines major engineering projects right across South Australia. In particular, we want you to have a look at 2 planned infrastructure projects in the far north region of South Australia and Eyre Peninsula by following the links on the website. This gives you an opportunity to explore in detail some of the projects that may interest you. If you would like to learn more, it would be helpful to register for our sessions, which will be held in January. The first one on Tuesday, the 14th of January from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. on career opportunities for electrical engineers. You can also register for the next one, which is on the Tuesday, the 21st of January, and the following one on Tuesday, the 28th of January. To register, click the link on this slide or on my website. And if you need further information, please contact me. Thank you for listening to this webinar. We can work with you further to develop and refine your career vision, review your career portfolio and individual documents, provide individual mentoring or tailored guidance to navigate your career path with clarity and confidence. Thank you.